Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Adeline with adejuansartdolls. If you're new here, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. Please hit the subscribe, like the video, and share this video. Okay, in this video, I've been doing a series on how I um, use golden paints to paint my reborns. And we're on part 3, and we were doing the creasing. Well, I did the whole video, and couldn't get it uploaded. So my doll that I'm working on, which is the Johanna, I have completed all of her limbs. And of course, you didn't get to see that part. So I have a substitute baby today. And this is Betty, um, by Adrian Stokes. I thought she was so cute. I had to have her because she's darling. I had to have her, and then I kind of burnt her. She has a boo-boo right there on her neck. But it shouldn't be that bad when I go to put her together. So we're going to see how that works. But anyway, if not, she'll be in my collection anyway. I'm going to do the creases on her, start to do the creases on her today. And I'm going to do her face, and I'm going to do her leg. I've already done her arms this morning, trying to get her prepared. But yes, we're going to do her little face. And I'm going to go ahead and start. She's already been, she already has her undertones. She already has her veining. And so now she's up with the series baby to get creasing. And so we're going to start off with her today. Remember, if you have any boo-boos, you can always use this piece of eraser to erase those things off. And I'm going to try to rush this. This is a long process. Like I said, it is a long process. And I'm going to try not to keep you guys here this very long today. See, I got the wiggly wobbly hands today. Sometimes this left hand works and sometimes it don't. Okay. But you just crease. You crease all the areas that are dark around. You know, you give the darkness like more or less like a shadow around your nose, around your mouth, your lips, um, any creases on your body. You just darken those spots in, and and trust the process, guys. Trust the process, because once the paint gets on it, it all turns to a whole different ball game. It all turns different, you know. when the paint gets on it, because see, all these markings that are on this baby today, they will be under the skin. So when you when it gets under the skin, oh, everything just seems to come together. Don't forget the darkening her nose. Because I come back and I darken her nose. You see, this is the first creasing, and 9 times out of 10, I don't usually go back over the creasing again. But then, just in case you have to go back over the creasing, you can do that. You can do that. Um, because sometimes, I try to seal my pencil. I mean, my powders in. I tried to seal them in, and when I did that, it seemed to all come off, all of it. And usually when I don't seal it, it doesn't come off. So I'm not going to seal it today, and I'm going to see how much is left at the end of the process. Because usually when at the end of the process, I don't have to go back and redo anything. I and it looks so natural. Um, it really does look so natural. So, I have the wobbly hands today. I don't know why. It's wobbling like it is. And I'm smooching. But this even gives her a little bit form. I mean, when you see her and she's blank and you wondering, well, my Lord, what is she gonna turn out to look like? And when you start to do the creasing and the undertones and the mottling, see, we got the mottling to go, and the mottling will really put a form on her skin. And see, even at that, look at that. She's becoming alive. She's coming alive. See? That even does well. And when I get done with her, I will show you the creasings on the other baby. She doesn't have as many creases as the other baby. It might be a good thing that it happened the way it did. The other baby took a very long time. I know a good hour or longer, a good hour. I knew it was probably longer than an hour um, to crease her. So, but this baby, she doesn't have as many creases as that. May not take me that long. Hopefully, it doesn't. Um, but all of this process is what you have to do to make her come alive. And I usually try to get out what's going to take the longest first so that I don't have to worry about that at the end. Some people like waiting to the end to do the creasing and the mottling, and they'll do the undertone early, but then they'll wait and they'll do the rest of this later. Well, me, speaking of me, I like doing it early because when I do it early, it has a chance to get off some of the paint, I mean, the powder, get off some of the powder that's on the body that's loose or whatever, you know? So I like doing it early. And like I said, some of the little smudges that you do, you probably don't have to worry about that. I don't know why I'm stressing on that part today. Because once it is painted on and the paint, and then when you have to blot it off, and when you blot it off, see, you're going to blot off some of this. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. But anyway, just in case it don't, you you're getting off some of that. Wow, that's the littlest bittiest hole. Let me see what that would look like. Okay, that is tiny, tiny. But I'm hoping to get to do this whole series. I mean, from beginning to of my process to me dressing this baby. Um, Now when it comes down to hair, I'm going to show you how I put hair on, but that's not going to be a very long video either, because that takes a long time. I mean, it takes me, probably almost 3 weeks to do hair, because you have to put the hair on one strain at a time. Of course, that's what you call mono rooting. I do mono and micro. I'm not trying to. If I get more than one hair in and it don't look pluggy, then I'm gonna leave it because I like a full head of hair. Excuse me. Excuse me again. I like a full head of hair, so therefore, um, the with the fullness, it's not going to matter. Now, her little face is done, and there she is. See, yeah, I did her ear, and you just go in and do her ear. A lot of this will come off anyway, and then paint's gonna go on, and it's going to cover up some, and her name's on the back of her neck too. Um, but anyway, see her neck, her ear, and like I said, a lot of it will come off, and she has a veining in her head. And I usually put veining in the head, although I'm gonna root her. Um, she may be semi lightly rooted, but I'm gonna root her anyway. Um, Now let's get to this leg. And on this leg, I usually start at the feet first, because has so many creases on the feet, especially the bottom of the feet. Um, and so I usually start at the bottom of the feet to get all of these creases first. And like I said, I am using eyeshadow, matte, high pigmented eyeshadow. And I guess it's called Is Mine. I get it from Amazon. And it was inexpensive, I guess $6 or $7 or something like that. But I mean, you're only using a little bit. So, I've already done about 12 dolls and I've used it on them. So, and I haven't put a dent into this powder yet. So it's good. You just use your very small brush so that you can get into the creases because you're going to need to get into the creases. And when I go to put paint on, you're going to need a small brush or a kabuki brush to pounce out that um, paint out of these little creases and crevices and stuff. If you let that stay and you let that dry, it is going to look real dirty in the creases, and you don't want that because that's not real. That's not realistic. So, like I said, it just takes a while to do, you know, and so we just chit chat while it's taking a long time to do. That's all. Because that it does. But it brings the baby to life when you do this. I mean, some people they would do partial creasing, and to me that looks funny. So that's just me. Now, it might not be to you, but that's just me. It looks funny. So what I do is I try to do as much of this creasing as I possibly can. And then while my brush don't have a whole lot of paint on it, I go around the nail bed just to give that some form as well. So you can kind of really see what you're doing. And don't put a lot of powder on your brush when you putting doing these creases and stuff because you're going to have to, you get those little powder beads and you need to blow them off, but you're going to get those little powder bleeds. Now, I've noticed my kids, and it could be the priming, I'm not sure because I did prime them, but it seems to eat up my powders today. You know, it ate them up on the um, Johanna kit too. So I'm not sure about that. I think once you see what I'm talking about, if you get into making babies and you see what I'm talking about, then you'll understand that when you have paint, the reason I prime my kit anyway is so that if I have to strip the baby, all of this will come off. All of this will come off. And I don't use paint thinner or paint anything to get it off. I just use 70% alcohol to get off this paint, and it'll come right off with 70% alcohol. The reason I love this paint is so versatile and easy to use. And like I said, right now I'm not looking for any other paints because I found the paint that I am comfortable with. And so, yeah, I don't need I don't need any other paint. Um, right now, this is working for me, and I'm going to keep using it as long as it's continuously to work for me. And sometimes you don't have a whole lot of lines in your toes, and I just put some lines in it. Not necessarily that they stay or whatever, because they're not in a crease. They just, but you tint the powder would tint the vinyl, and it will leave a little line there. It may not be very dark, but it'll leave a little line. I said, I am an artist. Wow, I paint on babies. I make babies. It's a wonderful thing to make babies. These kind. It was all right making the two I got, but I don't particularly want to do that anymore. I don't glut for pain, and they do hurt. Some of them. Mine wasn't that bad though. My son was 6'14" and a half, and my daughter was 5'11". So they was little normal babies. They were okay, and I had them natural, so they were okay. Didn't have an epidural or anything. I had them natural, 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 and it was all right at that particular time. Like I said, we don't want to do that no more. I leave that to other people who like that. I got what I wanted, and I'm good. Cause mine are good and grown, good and grown. I have a 47, and I have a going to be 47 this month. Oh my goodness, she will be 47 this month, and my son and I will have a birthday on the same day. Yes, on the same day. He was my 22nd, and he's the oldest, and he was my 22nd birthday present. What a birthday present. But he's a love. I wouldn't ask for any better kids than mine. I really would not. And some people, excuse me, some people say that their children is this or their children is that. My children are sweet. They take care of their mama. They take care of their mama. So I don't worry about them. We can live together all day long, any day, every day. Because we just that kind of family. And I hear other people, no, girl, when you get 18, you gonna get out of my house. Well, that was never an option with mine. They could stay as long as they paid. They had to help pay now. I wasn't in the market for taking care of adults, but while they were kids, I didn't make them get a job or anything. If they wanted a job, they chose to get a job, but I didn't make them get a job. It was my place to take care of them. Now it's their job to take care of themselves. So if they want to do something for me, well, okay, that's fine and dandy. But I don't require that either. Now, there's the foot. It's all done. It's all done. Let's see where we are. Okay, see? It's all done. And I just about really got all the veins, all the creases um, on this leg here. I'm looking, but just about all the creases on this leg. So this baby has one more leg to go, and it will be done. But let's take a look at Johanna here and see what she looks like. Johanna, like I said, Johanna has a lot of creases in her face, a lot more creases than Betty does. And um, both of them, and see her legs, lot more than Betty. Here's Betty's, lot more. See, lot more than Betty's. So you know, um, some of these babies are really, really creased well, a lot. And so it takes time. It takes a long time for you to do these babies when they are creased like that, because you want to get all the creases, look, on the elbow and the hands. And this is what her hand looks like. See, that's not hers. Sorry about that. That's not her hand. Well, yep, that was the one I wanted to show you. Okay, now this is Johanna's arm, and look at the creases on Johanna's arm, opposed to the creases on Betty's arm. You see, I whipped through this one with Betty, but it took me an hour or longer to do hers because she has just so many more creases. So yeah, like I said, this may not be for you. It may not be for you, but nothing beats a failure but a try. Okay, that's what I've always been told. Nothing beats a failure but a try. And me, I'm the one that's gonna try it. I'm the one that's gonna give it a try because I love doing things, and I love doing um videos. I love, let's get that off. I love doing crafts, period. So my battery is getting ready to go out, guys. So anyway, I love all of the aspects of preparing something for somebody else. I love every bit of it. So anyway, what I'm in the next video we will be putting on the first layer of paint for the skin. Um, and we will start off with a lighter. Um, this to me is 5. This number 5 skin tone. I think that that's going to work once we get her. Once it's water added to it and it gets on the skin and you pounce it off. You got to put 3 layers of this anyway on. And then once we do 3 layers of this color, we will do the mottling. And because I want the mottling like in between the first layer and the next few layers. But mottling, you will see that once the mottling is put on, that this kit will take on a different form. You will begin to see the color of the skin really come in once paint is started to be put on it. So once I do 3 layers of this, and whatever is left, then I add a dab of that, and to darken it, to give it another tone. This is another skin layer. And then I do 3 layers of this. And then I go down and I will do another layer with this. And this is kind of like a reddish brown. So I'll do 3 layers of that. And then if I want to stop there, it all depends on how that looks. But each one of these colors, I want to do 3 layers. And this looks dark, but it won't be dark. It will not be dark on the baby at all. It'll come out being more or less a brown, a lot darker than me, but a brown, excuse me. And we'll have to do 3 layers of mottling. And see, when I do 3 layers of mottling, this is my mottling. These are my mottling sponges. See, they all have different colors on them because that's the different colors of my mottling. But these have different patterns that's going to get on the baby's skin. And when it does, it really looks good. The next day after you've put the mottling on, it'll start to kind of go together. And instead of it looking a little splotchy, it's going to look all like in one, all together. Everything's going to meld together. And then you can start to layer your paint. Then your paint will go on and it'll look good. It'll look good. But anyway, please like, share, subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit it, hit that bell so that you don't miss any more of my videos. I'm really trying to teach people how I use golden paints that may help you be able to use golden paints better or learn how to use them. So this is what I do. So come back, see part 4 of the next the skin layer. And I think with the skin layer, we may do mottling first so that the skin layer will go on top instead of under it. But I want to probably do both of them because they're probably not going to take long to do both of those. So we'll see. But anyway, come back. I'll leave the light on. Have a good day. Bye.